Welcome to
Anyways. Well, guys, welcome back to another episode of Anyways, the pod. I'm Che.
Not to be confused with the Love is Blind pods. And I'm Hondo.
Cool. This week was, I feel like this week was like a chill week. Nothing like crazy happened. I will say, though, this weekend was the Los Angeles Festival of Books, which does happen every year, which I miss every year until this year.
Wait, my friend posted that they were at that because, was it John Chu did an interview or something?
He was on a panel. There's a ton of panels. Well, it's the Los Angeles Times. Yes, that's the whole thing.
Oh, so Los Angeles Times
Festival of Books.
Oh.
And obviously Wicked was a book first. So there was a ton of panels about all different genres and types. Like there was a spicy panel with all like the spicy, steamy writers. And then there was...
That's what the panel was called? Spicy, steamy panel?
It was like the spiciest something. And I was supposed to go to it. My friend was saving me a seat, literally saved me a seat inside. I had a seat next to her. And I go up and they're like...
And you didn't go?
Sorry, this event's actually full. And I'm like, girl, what? Like, babe, seats are saved.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They didn't let you in?
I was like not in the space of being like, no. I'm like, you know what, mama? It's all good. Because it all comes back. You know what I mean? So then I walked around, but it was at USC. USC is beautiful.
Wait, but did your friend...
I texted her. I was like, she literally says, quote unquote, it's full. She's like, what? I have a seat available for you. And I was like, it's literally all good. It's no big deal.
I'm trying to put myself in your friend's shoes, and it's like embarrassing when you have to tell people like, oh, my friend's coming, like someone's sitting
And then
here.
they don't come.
And then they never come. And then people just look at you probably like at the end of like, that Q&A, that spicy, steamy panel.
Yeah.
And just like, oh, she just wanted, like, she didn't want to sit next to anyone. She's like antisocial. Like, how rude.
Yeah.
I wonder if she
I would have been like, don't care.
No, I wonder if she felt like,
no, she's like literally, I don't care.
I think I lied.
I think you think too much, and I think you think people care too much about you.
No, not about me.
No, they do
just
because
I don't want to come off like a liar.
Yeah, but you think that people are gonna think that about you, and people are like, I don't really care.
Well, it looks like I lied. I told people I'm saving the seat, and then nobody came.
But then people are like,
or people think that I see ghosts.
Maybe you do.
And then I'm like talking to like
that's kind of chic if you
past
do.
relatives.
You're a medium. That's kind of chic.
Oh, this is for my great-great-grandmother.
Yeah.
And then just people are like, oh, okay.
And be like, well, she's here.
Or if I was like, oh my God, watch out. My great-grandma's sitting there. Like,
that would be really funny if you did that. That's actually incredible. I love that. I love that. But anyway.
Anyways.
It was so fun because it was on the USC campus, which is a beautiful...
Oh.
Today's a funny day, you guys. It was on the USC campus.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful campus. And it was a beautiful day. And I took the train there. And the stop is like right at USC. So you just like get right off. It's right across the street from the train. I've never seen so many tents of different imprints. Like publication imprints.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. I mean like hundreds and hundreds.
You're in heaven.
Yes. This is amazing. It was so great. Be proud of me. I did not buy one book
because
I have clearly a stack of books, physical books that still need to be read.
Oh, those are the unread books.
Those are my unread books.
Okay.
Still need to read. And I'm actually, this is currently what I'm reading, guys.
Is that called Bloodbath? Oh.
I'm reading Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion, and we will promote because she's a Black author. We absolutely will promote. If you haven't read the Legendborn series, I highly recommend it. This is the second book.
Wow. Oh, do they do like witchcraft?
Yeah. It's
I love that.
Yeah, you actually really would enjoy it. You can read Legendborn
I love
if you
like
want.
supernatural, like
Same.
especially when it comes. I'm like a TV show guy, and like, what was it called? The Wizards? No, the Magicians. It was called The Magicians
Oh, yeah,
on like
I remember that
FX
show.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. All of that kind of like supernatural fantasy. Like it's really cool when people can do like magic and things.
Yes. So this is fantasy. It has a really fun and interesting magic system that she created. And it's about a Black girl named Brianna Matthews. And she gets accepted into an early college program at UNC Chapel Hill.
Okay.
So she's 16. You go for the summer, you feel like you're in college, you take a couple extra courses early. So when you go to college, you have extra credits. Woo,
yeah.
Cool. And her first night, she like, of course, you know, she's 16, she's in college, so she's like going to a party, of course.
Oh my gosh.
Goes to the
She's
party.
like staying on campus?
You stay on campus. That's what you do
Oh
for
my
early college.
gosh.
It's for summer.
Wow.
And so you like stay on campus. You like live like a college student, and you go to class. Actually, it's not for the summer.
Did
it's
we
for
have that
the-
in Texas?
It's for
I don't know. We have that.
it's for the fall because you do earn credits.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, it's for the summer. Anyway, you go to school. You get your credits. So she goes to party with her roommate, who is also her friend, who also got into this program, Alice. And they're out there, they're partying with 18-year-olds and older, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when she's there, all of a sudden, she notices a
Demon.
being of some sort hovering above the party. But she notices that no one else is seeing
Only
this
she
being.
can see it. Her magic has unlocked.
And so then she sees across the party. So obviously there's it's like a bonfire and people are having party. They're drinking. Da da da. She's on this side. Across the bonfire on the other side, she sees two piercing yellow eyes staring back at her, and noticing that the eyes also go up to like look at this thing and come back down. So whatever it is also notices this thing, but she doesn't know what that is nor what that is. And that's kind of how like the
Wow.
story starts. It is so good. Again, such an interesting magic system. Really good writing. The world building isn't too complicated it's not high fantasy, so you can definitely understand it. And there's
Okay.
also like a little map like in the beginning, so you get like you
Yeah.
understand because it's about Arthurian times. So it's about King Arthur and the Round Table.
Oh, okay.
Super fascinating, and it's really good. And I literally read 250% last night.
Oh my
I was up
gosh.
and I was doing my nails at the
In
same
one
time.
sitting?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was doing my nails at the same time, so I would go from reading, put like my audiobook on, do my nails, finish my nails, go back to reading. I was up to like 2:00 in the morning, but it's so good.
Wow.
So I only have I think it's like 9 hours left. That's at least what the audiobook says. So I will finish that tonight.
9 hours tonight?
Yeah. This is my 7th book this month.
Oh my gosh.
I have 5 good books.
But 9 hours.
Yeah. Because I listen to it throughout the day. So if I'm doing something like the dishes, I've got it on and my
Oh, okay.
speakers. Or if I'm running an errand, it's in my car on audiobook. And then when I come back, I have my e-reader and I have my physical book. So I can take my e-reader with me too. Say I'm going to the doctor, I'm reading there. So I can read really a lot throughout the day
Got it.
with the different forms.
It's not just like doing nails
Sitting-
for 9 hours.
No, well, sometimes I do.
Or braiding your hair.
That, it takes way longer than 9 hours. That's like a 40-hour process.
Well, I will say that I like the pages.
Yeah, that they're sprayed edges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
This
cute.
is the Barnes Noble exclusive edition.
Ooh, exclusive.
So this has like a different type of sprayed edges. And then the Barnes Noble Legendborn, which is the first book, its edges are blue. But if you notice, there's a sword, like the sword that you would pull out of the stone.
Yeah.
But I noticed when I was like lining them up in Barnes and Nobles that the stones, the swords don't match up. I was
Oh.
like, who printed this?
You're like, this is a little unfortunate.
I was like, what's going on?
It's the details, y'all.
Guys, it's your exclusive edition and it doesn't match up. That's
Yikes.
embarrassing. So mine, which is not a Barnes Noble edition, matches better.
Oh.
Crazy.
So don't go to Barnes and Nobles is...
Or do and just like go through all
Nope, they don't line
all
up.
the 10 options are there and see which one lines up the best. Yikes. Anyway, long story short was my weekend was full of books, and my friends and I, who are book girlies, are calling this Bookchella Weekend 1 because next weekend is Y'all West, which is another book festival that was started in South Carolina called Y'all Fest, and it's for young adult literary. I don't know what the second L Y'all
Okay.
stands for, but Y'all Fest became like a huge thing with like these certain authors that started it, and so now they created a West Coast version called Y'all West, and your girl got invited from Simon Schuster Teen.
Wow.
I'm doing an influencer meet and greet on Saturday.
Okay.
And I'm bringing a
exciting.
friend with me. It's gonna be really fun, and it's like all these like cool like. Funnily enough, a lot of the fantasy books are actually young adult. And when you're reading them, I'm like, this is not the young adult that I was reading when I was a kid. I
Yeah.
feel like young adult was like really young adult.
Yeah.
This is not. There's a lot. I'm like, what are you saying? You're teenagers, you know? But
I mean,
it's
you're talking
not.
about 16-year-olds drinking and bonfires.
You know? But anyway, so it's going to be really fun. There's like There will be so many different authors there. There will be a lot of arcs given, which is our advanced readers copy. So everyone's like, I got to get the arcs because you, of course, want to know. Like,
Yeah.
you want to have what's coming
You
out
want to
before.
get the manuscript.
Like anything, you know? And then there's like bag charm, like making sections.
Oh.
There's like a lot of like really cute events. So I'm like,
and accessories for your books.
Yes. And like your e-readers.
Is bookmarks still a thing?
Bookmarks are a thing, but I think because, I mean, more so annotation tabs. Like
annotation tabs, so we have evolved.
Yeah, I'm an annotator. So like those little flags that you see like on the book
Got it.
Those are annotation tabs.
I remember like reading
Same.
in like elementary or middle school, like you would get like this like cool bookmark and try to like find a cool one if it was like a race car.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
Back in the day.
Maybe bookmarks aren't a thing anymore.
No, but if you annotate, you know. That,
wow.
like, that's what we use. But then also, like, I'm a huge e-reader. Everything I read is honestly on my e-reader. So
and it bookmarks it for you.
If you you can bookmark a page or whatever you want. You can annotate within
bookmark.
there. You can write on the book electronically as well. It's awesome. I'm a big e-reader fan. And also, too, you're saving paper. And so the only books I now buy, which are always used no matter what, are only the 5-star books that I was like obsessed with that I read.
What if you get an ARC? It's not used.
No, they're not used. They're brand new. But they're sent to me. And I'm really, really, really grateful for it.
Wow.
Genuinely.
Welcome to today's episode, all about literary.
Yeah, that's like enough of that. How was your week? Oh my God. I like droned on. But I could talk about books forever. If you're a book person,
hit me up.
Follow me on Fable because that's where I post all my reviews. The Fable app.
Okay.
I love the Fable app.
Fable it up, guys.
Your week?
I feel like it's been pretty productive. I'm really trying to like lock in on things. I started this like system. And I want to get like a little, one of my best friends told me, oh, why don't you get like a little dry erase board for your refrigerator?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So one, I will say, I think the power, I know I've always like known about it and it's always been said to me. And it's not that I've been skeptical or anything. I like believe in it, but maybe actually practicing it more now with like the power of writing things down.
Oh, yeah. Big thing. That's why I have that big calendar on my refrigerator, even though I'm a Google, like a digital calendar person. I do both.
Yeah.
It's
and
huge.
I'm trying to be more like, because you become more, I guess, like mindful or like in the power of like manifestation or something like that, like writing things down. Mm-hmm. But anyways, so I need to go to the store, not Target. I need to go to the store and maybe get like a little dry erase board. But I at least wrote it down on just like a little computer sheet of paper for now. That I pinned on my fridge where I just have 2 sections and at least starting the challenge, or I've been mindful of this like effort, but now with writing it down, 2 sections every week, I have a for me and then a for others section where it's like, what are things that I want to accomplish, goals that I have, and it could be a weekly thing. It doesn't have to be like lifelong goals, like, oh, I want to travel to like 100 countries or something like that. I mean, if that's if you're close to it, then write it down. But maybe just like weekly, monthly goals where I was like, for me, I want to focus on like acting stuff or choreography, dancing stuff or podcast things or like, maybe trying to up the quantity of content or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then for others, like jobs that we have, clients that we might have. So for me, for others. That's and I wrote it down.
And then is it you do 1 and 1 or you do 2 and 1 or?
I think 1, just being more, I'm now aware of like the buckets that I have. And then I'm not holding myself to any like numerical, what's the word? I don't know what the word is.
Okay.
Requirement, like numerical requirement where it's like, okay, I need to at least do 1 thing. Like if I have 4 things for me, I need to do 1 of each of those 4 every week because once again, the week might change. Like maybe this week is really busy with clients or at work. It's like really busy. So I know that for others is going to be really heavy, but at least I can see what can I do at least 1 thing for me, whether it be acting or dancing or content kind of stuff or whatever. So, yeah.
That's great. I love that.
So not holding myself to any numerical requirement, but try to cross off as much as you can every week.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I actually crossed off a lot
That's great.
in one day.
That's so good.
And I think it's maybe because I wrote it down.
Maybe. And also, too, again, I've been saying we're in a season. Maybe it is because we're in spring and spring cleaning is happening and people are feeling refreshed and renewed. I was saying people are feeling sexy. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. We did say that.
I feel like the sexiness has maybe gone down a little bit this week,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's fine. I was feeling it last week. Maybe not so much this week.
See, it differs week by week.
Week by week. But yesterday, I cleaned out my dresser, which the whole purpose of me getting that dresser was so that way the left side is all makeup. Because if you don't know, the way I started content was as a makeup content creator a billion years ago. That's
Whoa.
all I did. I was on
She
set.
looks great for her age.
Can you believe I'm literally 14? It's like insane. I'm actually don't even have my working papers. And so I started doing makeup and I was like on set all the time doing makeup and I lived in New York and it was like great and that was awesome. So I still do makeup, but I just do not do it to that extent anymore.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of makeup PR in. So the goal of that dresser was the left side would be all makeup. And then as I started doing nails and I started falling in love with it, the right side would be all nails.
Okay.
But then so much like makeup PR kept coming in that I was like it taking over that right
Yeah.
side. So yesterday I said enough is enough.
Yeah.
And I built
I want to make
two...
space for my nails.
Yes, exactly. And so I built 2 bags, one big bag for my mom and my sister to send back to
Amazing.
the East Coast. And they're going to, I'm like, share it with your gal pals.
Yeah.
Make some gift bags also for your friends.
Cute.
Which will be really cute. My mom will be very excited about it because she loves any and all beauty things. My sister will just take whatever she wants,
Yeah.
you know? And then I have a huge box that's actually getting picked up today. That's a giveaway box.
Okay.
I'm a part of a girls' game club, and so they have like a treasure trove. And so I just donate all the things that
that's
like
cute.
I'm grateful that I get. Please don't get me wrong. I'm so grateful that I get it, but it is a lot for one person.
Yeah.
I can only use like so much blush and so many lip gloss and whatever. So I just like give to the treasure trove, and it's really fun to go to the game club and see people so excited.
Yeah.
They're digging through like, I've been wanting this.
It's
Sephora
Christmas.
was sold out forever, and I'm like, Mama, pop off. Take 2.
Yeah.
Take 3 actually. I
Well,
don't
2.
really care.
Let's not get greedy, you know? Let's let others have
He
some.
said hands off.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Depends what it is.
Yeah.
If it's your shade,
Pop off.
yeah.
Yeah. And obviously it's going to be very brown girl friendly, which is more exciting than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I cleaned all that out yesterday, and I got a set of nails done and filmed 2 videos yesterday. And
Wow.
edited those videos today, and they will go live today. So I feel like yesterday was just like a very like productive day.
Yeah.
You know, which is exciting.
Wow.
And it was gray yesterday, and I felt like it's so funny living on the West Coast now, coming from the East Coast, where like I'm used to gray 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
It's just like part of it.
Yeah.
And then being here, it's opposite. It's gray maybe 3 months out of the year, and then the
Yeah.
other 9 months, it's at least sunny. It may not be warm all the time, but it will be sunny.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's like 67, and for us, we're like, it's kind of chilly a little
I'm like
bit.
light jacket.
Yeah, I'm
you
like, it's a
know?
bit of a breeze. Meanwhile, all my friends in New York, like 60 degrees, shorts, tank tops, babe.
Yeah.
And so, but like, if it's one
Well,
day that
hopefully
is,
they're moisturizing if that's the case.
oh yeah, well, my friends, they moisturize. That's something else we can talk about too,
The
because
cold will
we're really
crack the skin.
The not moisturizing, not using lotion. It's real scary. Also, not knowing how to shower. I'm realizing.
No.
You're not on TikTok, so like I don't understand like what you don't get. Like
Wait,
this is a conversation on
actually,
TikTok.
that's so funny that you said that because I was recently, and by recent I mean like a couple months ago, had a friend. We were driving, and he did tell me that he had a friend who didn't really bathe well.
Yeah.
Figured out that they didn't bathe well.
Yeah.
And I was like,
People
No
don't know how
way.
to bathe.
that's so interesting because I guess
People use this as a washcloth.
that was one of the things he told me.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I'm like, that is. Do not do that. Get a washcloth. Get an
But I'm like-
exfoliator.
I don't,
And they're just doing this.
Well-
Yeah, I'm clean.
Well, one to no names, but
No.
this friend told me that their friend, you're gonna gag, bathes by just letting things run down.
The waterfall effect. The waterfall effect. I cannot say this enough. And I also want to give grace that I very much so understand that there's some people who were not taught how to, or their parents were not around.
But I thought that's what I said, and I was just like, But I'm trying to think back, like recollect on my memories about like, do I remember my parents being like, and then you do this and scrub this way or do that? And I'm like, maybe, but also I feel like it's common sense where it's like, oh, if I want to like clean my legs, then I have to like make an effort to
Yeah.
clean my legs.
It's like, okay, so dishes. So you have, you had something that's cheesy. There's cheese or eggs on your dish. You just let the water wash over it? No, you have to scrub the dish to get the egg or the cheese off the dish, right? So, like, there has to be friction to remove
once again,
things
like
off of
common
something.
sense, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it is common sense. All that to be said, people don't know how to bathe.
But they use this as a washcloth.
Yep. And they let water just run down.
And then I guess their
And then no lotion.
debate, their debate is, well, the suds or whatever, the soap, body wash, whatever,
down.
it's touching all of me. So as the water pushes it down. But then I'm just like, there are things called crevices that we just need to be aware of, right?
And you need to scrub.
Especially in the groin area.
Groin, front, and back.
Yeah, I don't care what gender, sex
You need
you
to
are.
scrub and exfoliate to get things off of and through crevices. You must.
Yeah, just because the water, I think
It runs over. It's like a river, right?
Yeah.
Like it would just run over like a rock.
The point of a crevice is you gotta get in it. A crevice is something that you can't go over. You gotta go in.
And then come back out.
You know?
Yeah. It's like really crazy.
It's very interesting.
I remember once I dated this guy for like, we went on a couple dates, whatever. And he's like taking a shower at my place. And I was like, oh, no. The washcloths are there. And he's like, washcloths? I said, yeah. What do I use that for?
You were shocked by his shock. No, what do I use that for? Even if you don't use it, it's in the name, washed cloth. It's a cloth for washing.
I was just like, ugh. Like I could not.
You said, I think we're done here.
We never went on a date again.
Oh.
We never went on a date again.
Oh.
That could be probably a whole episode.
No, I was just going to say that could probably be a whole thing where it's just like, what are your icks? But then how did they become icks? And it's because you like ran into it.
Oh yeah.
Like you like,
didn't expect it, but you just.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like people will come up with icks and they're just like, oh, you have this idea of like, if I saw this or if I came across this, I can't imagine liking it. But people have a list of icks because they're like, no, it happened to me and I added it to the list.
Yeah, that one's on the list.
Actually, speaking of, it's so funny how everything's just like naturally happening. But today I was working out at the gym. Stay fit, stay active,
Period.
kids.
My gym's tonight.
And one of my coaches was like, could you ever date or if you were attracted to someone and you maybe invited them to work out or whatever with you and like things are going well between y'all, how would you feel if like they couldn't work out? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? And they're like, is it an ick if they're like, they're not, they don't know, I guess they don't have good form or whatever.
Is it that they can't work out physically or they don't want to work out?
No. It's just that they look super goofy working out.
Their form.
And I was just like, yeah, I guess that would be an ick because, like, why can't you just do mountain climbers?
That's tricky because if they look goofy, that could be tough.
Oh, that would be interesting. And then she was telling me about, I guess, somebody was at the gym. Maybe I shouldn't say this because everyone knows a gym. If any of my friends are watching this, they all know what gym I go to. I'm not going to say anything. But I think it would be an ick. But yeah, all that to say, maybe that could be another thing.
Yeah, we can have a whole episode.
But that's how our weeks went.
That's how our weeks went. And I was crazy.
Productive on both fronts.
Yeah.
And backs. And asses too.
Today I brought a new, well, it's not new. It's kind of old, I guess. But like, I've always been an emo and pop punk fan. Always. I was at Vans Warped Tour.
Oh my God, same.
Oh yeah, baby.
My brother was actually part of a band, and I think he played there one time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like on a smaller stage.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, it was actually so cool.
So cool.
I should try to find his old music and show you. You probably love it.
I would love it. Like, I've always been a pop punk freak. Emo nights, I'm there. And I told Hondo before we started today, I said, we are so back. And I played him a band. It's called The Paradox.
But it was for black emo punk or
yeah,
something like that.
they're black. It's a black pop punk band. And
Pop
I
punk.
am so obsessed. And I played it for him. And now, don't you know?
It's pretty catchy.
Stuck in his head.
Yeah. I can't get out, mate.
In asses, too.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. But you should check out The Paradox. They're great. We support.
Yeah. They seem great. I mean, you only played that one song, but very catchy. Def my vibe. And I'd rock out to it.
He will be doing so on the way home. I will
Probably.
tell you that right now. Yeah.
I'm gonna send her a video.
Yeah, please. Oh my god, I would love that. We'll pop it in.
Okay, yeah. Told you.
Okay, well.
Anyways.
Culturally, what's going on in the world? I feel like a lot's going on. Today, apparently, the Trump administration is really upset now with Jeff Bezos.
Oh, yeah. I kind of like that idea that they're going to add...
What is going on? Tell me. Tell the class, actually, in case they missed it.
Well, Jeff Bezos announced, or Amazon is planning to roll out, that any products that you buy on Amazon affected by tariffs will be annotated with how much of an increase because of the tariff.
Oh, okay. That's actually really good.
So as you're scrolling on Amazon, or maybe in the checkout, it'll say the price is, let's just say $30, and then it'll say $10 because of tariffs, or like an extra 10 because of tariffs. Whatever.
Okay.
So they're planning to do this whole thing, and the Trump administration is calling it hostile.
Yeah, they said the hostile tactic. Hostile tactic specifically.
And I was like, oh, which I thought it was interesting that Jeff Bezos even wanted to do that, but honestly, not mad at it. It's a good business structure to save his ass.
I was going to say, this is a CYA. He's protecting himself from the courts in case he gets in trouble for raising prices on things. Not that we're shopping on Amazon.
More so from like a consumer perspective, to be like, listen, guys, it's not me. It's the tariff.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
like, I'm not trying to make things... Yeah, I'm not making things more expensive. I'm letting you know it's this price because of this much because of a tariff.
Well, like, okay.
And I was like, honestly, yeah, I wouldn't be mad at you. If I saw that, I wouldn't be mad at you. I'd be mad at that guy over there.
Yeah, which, like, makes sense. And again, we are not shopping on Amazon.
Yeah.
And obviously, Bezos is like not it across the board, because obviously he cuts, so like, especially for example, back to books, but he cuts the prices specifically on books so that way indie authors make more money because they sell more books on Amazon to affect local bookstores. So people are shopping less at local bookstores because the books are more expensive, and shopping on Amazon because he's purposely cutting the prices and making books cheaper.
Yeah.
Which is not good, because then people are succumb to Amazon. Do you know what I mean?
So he's like putting bookstores out of business.
Putting bookstores out of business. And indie authors are actually technically making less money because their books are being sold for less.
Oh.
But they're also only stuck now on Amazon because that's where they sell most of their books. So it's a catch-22. All that to say is, yeah, this seems like a big CYA tactic to save his butt so he doesn't get taken to court for upping the prices of things. But it is funny that he's going, as the administration says, against the White House by being transparent about the prices of things, and that you should say, yeah, just so you know, it's an extra $10 because of this dude. Doesn't really seem too crazy to me, because I don't know if you've noticed, at least on my timelines, everyone's been like, I'm so sorry, like all small businesses, like, I'm so sorry to say, like, we do have to raise prices. Like, businesses are saying that because they should be saying that, so you as the customer know. So for big corporations to not do it, that's honestly really shady if they don't do it.
Yeah. Coming from an administration who, I think their tagline was just like the most transparent administration in history.
Yeah, totally.
Like, they're all about transparency. But then when someone is being transparent, they're like...
That's a hostile tactic. And we don't like it.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Stop.
You going to put it in red font? What color is the font going to be in?
Bold, italicized, underscore.
Hostile.
Hostile tactic is crazy.
Yeah, that is very interesting what's going on. So I wonder how it's going to look and if it will actually happen.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Because maybe some kind of tiff will happen and then maybe it won't actually go through. But
yeah, I too am curious. I don't know. Also, culturally, and a big day, last night was the opening night for Cowboy Carter.
Oh yeah.
Big night, baby.
Yeah.
Big night.
She also brought not only Blue, but
Rumi.
Rumi.
And Ruby was the whole time like,
Yeah. When I
it was
first
so cute.
when I first read the headline that it was like, oh, Blue and Rumi joined Beyonce on stage or whatever, I was just like, oh, another dancing daughter. Listen, guys.
No, did you see Blue eating it up?
She was actually doing pretty good. I will give her her flowers.
She was eating it up. My girl said Renaissance was my warm up.
Yeah, because at first
The first Renaissance show was like,
in the same vein as transparency, I'll be transparent and say I was not a fan of Blue dancing on stage because I was just like, just as a dancer, these people train years and like
Fair.
work really hard, and I get it. That's your mom, so hey, nepotism.
fair.
It's not her fault that she was born.
Yeah.
Out of Beyonce's belly.
Yeah.
So I was just like it's not, these people, and I wonder how much she's getting paid. I'm like, hopefully she's getting paid dancer rates just like all the other dancers. You want to be a dancer? Then that's the rate you get. And hopefully you feeling that will, if you want to be a dancer, amazing. Maybe you could help us be an advocate for better rates and better,
Totally.
working
That's great.
conditions and
Yeah.
things like that. But so all those things were going through my mind where people were trained really hard for years, almost their entire life to be on that stage with Beyonce. And also, hopefully she's getting the same pay, which I'm pretty sure she's not. But she did look better on this one. I was just like,
But also
okay.
too, from show 1 of Renaissance to the last show,
Yeah.
an incredible difference.
No, and
And you
but
could tell
that's-
Beyonce
but
was
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Well, she said in an interview, she's like, you have to work.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could tell she,
Like, because it is hard. Because,
It's very hard.
people want to, like, the whole job of being a dancer, too, is to make it look easy. So that
Yeah.
a lot of people think, like, well, I could do that. And then you actually try to do it, dance for an hour and a half show, do 14,
hours, yeah.
20 numbers
Yeah.
with costume changes,
Yeah.
sometimes flying in the air,
Yep.
doing all this stuff. Okay, you want to do it and then get paid pennies to do it just because it's your love and your passion. Good luck. So
Yeah.
so that whole thing. But yes, she did look great. She seemed like she worked really hard. So
Like, I was impressed. I said to a friend of mine, I sent it to my friend, like, this is from Solange.
work.
Okay, mama? She's looking so
looks
much
so
more like
pretty,
her
too.
mom. She's
Yeah.
looking so much more like her. It's like crazy how much that and she's so tall. She's like
Yeah.
5'9" already. She's 14.
Wow.
Like, I was like, that girl is on stilts. I mean, I know Jay-Z's, I think he's
I
like
was gonna
6 foot
say-
something.
Oh, okay. I was like, how
Yeah,
tall is
because
she?
even Beyonce, I think she's 5'9"
They got
too.
the dormant recessive tall genes for her.
Literally, I was like, oh my God, let's see. Beyonce she's 5'6", and then Jay-Z, I feel like he's 6 foot. He looks like he's not short, 6'2". So she's in between. Yes, that makes sense. If her dad's 6'2" and her mom's 5'6", she'll probably equal out to like 5'8", 5'9". 5'8", 5'9". Because girls end up being a slightly bit shorter than boys.
Yeah.
So her son will probably be 6. I mean, I don't know how tall Jay-Z's dad is, but he could end up being 6'2", 6'3".
Wow.
Even if his mom's 5'6", because the male recessive gene, right? So
Yeah.
if grandpa's tall, you're gonna be tall.
Yeah.
And I wish I was tall. My grandpa was 6'3",
Wow.
and then my uncle, his son, no, my grandpa was 6'2", his son was 6'3", and my sister is 5'2",
Oh.
and I'm 5'6" and a half. And I'm like, and my dad's like 6 foot,
Well.
and I'm like, this is so annoying. And that's my grandpa.
Oh.
Yeah. His eyes, beautiful hazel. I mean, like bright yellowy hazel.
Uh-huh.
His son, bright green. How me, mama, and my sister all got
I've always thought it would be really cool to have colored eyes.
brown. I mean, my eyes are like a little bit more orangey brown. Like when you like looking
Orangey
like
brown.
orangey brown.
They're more fall.
Yeah. I'm more of an autumn.
Yeah.
When you like looking like bright light, they're a little bit more orangey. But I'm like, Grandpa's rocking these like really bright, they're like yellow eyes.
Yeah.
It's really crazy, and it says bright green eyes. And me and my mom like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
Come on, Mom.
And that's also a male recessive gene.
Oh, really?
Your dad has bright eyes, and you are a male from your dad. You tend to have brighter eyes as well.
Wow.
Even if your mom, because that's his wife. That's my grandma.
Oh. So it's my dad's fault.
Yeah.
why I didn't get colored eyes.
Yeah, because your dad had brown eyes?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Mom had brown eyes?
Yeah.
Well, you were SOL either
Well, I
way.
was hoping something recessive in there was going to trigger.
Someone's going to pop out.
Yeah.
You know?
I said I was hoping like I was in the womb just like.
You're like, come on.
Yeah. I'm like, colored eyes.
Yeah, please.
I'm like, papers. With just the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, so
Always did scissors.
that was the kickoff last night, and I saw someone saying this is so true. If you go to night one of like a concert that's multiple days, you have a job.
Uh-oh.
Your job is to get there. First of all, you need to go up to the merch, post the prices of everything. I want to know exactly how much I gotta be ready to drop.
Okay.
On merch
That's
for
fair.
whatever show that I'm going to.
Yeah.
And then the people, if you drink, everyone's like, post the drink prices. I will also want to know what I'm spending as I'm getting there.
It doesn't differ per city?
Well, I think most people are talking about like post. Your city will come up.
Yeah.
Like in Los Angeles, there's 7 shows here, and I live in Los Angeles, so I want to know how much the merch is because
Yeah.
I will be getting a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Duh! I have one from Renaissance. I want to have one from every show.
Yeah.
And whatever. So like when you go, you have a job, and I want you posted in 4K.
Oh.
Or at least 1080p. I don't want to see any of these
Pixelated
zooms. If you're not
Android
on the
shit.
floor or section 1, honestly, don't post. I don't want to see you zooming all the way in. And like, I'm like, is that an eye? I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, you have a job. Come prepared.
Yeah.
Also,
So nobody did it?
earplugs. No, there's so much content. I'm like trying to swipe past it so I don't ruin it for myself because I'm going to the May 7th show, which is a Wednesday night show. So I'm trying to like, that was like the one thing I saw on Solange. I said, Solange, you're my girl. I will watch this one.
Okay.
But that's it. That's all I've really watched. And a bunch of my friends went last night and I'm like, stop with the stories. I'm trying to like.
I just want to know the prices of the T-shirt.
Yeah. I'm like, I want to experience it for the first time there, you
Yeah.
know, even though like I'm cryptically and chronically on social, so I will see it no matter what.
Yeah.
And there's people like live streaming it too.
Oh my gosh.
It was like it's like the Eras tour. Like I remember I was standing next to a guy when I was there.
He had a
and he had a
tripod set up?
tripod up. And
Oh my
he
gosh,
had
really?
external battery, and he was just live streaming the whole thing. Which is like kind of tight. Like if you can't afford it, that's pretty sick. And you didn't want to wait for the Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
You know, film to come out.
Yeah, but sometimes that's not like guaranteed. Like you don't know that's gonna happen every show. Or
Yeah,
something.
you don't, because Renaissance, like I'm sure honestly the Eras tour is probably still on Disney Plus, to be honest. That
Yeah,
concert,
probably.
but like the Renaissance tour was just in theaters. That's it. It didn't go to a streaming service. So like if you missed going to theaters to seeing it, you know that kind of sucked too.
Which is kind of cool. It helped maybe like bring some theater traffic.
Oh, for sure. Please save the theaters. Please
Movie
go
theaters.
to movies.
That's pretty
We
fun.
talked about this last time. We love the
Yeah.
movies. So that's a big cultural moment that's happening.
Yeah.
Like, this whole next 2 months will be
Is Cowboy
Cowboy Carter. And I think I'm going to do a custom nail set.
Oh, that's fun.
Cowboy hat. Hand sculpted. 3D.
Boots. Spurs.
3D sculpted boots hat.
Spurs.
I might be able to do
That actually spin.
Well, I'm trying to get rotators so I can get them to spin.
Yeah.
Come on, you
And then you can
pretty
just
little
like
thing.
yeah, and
You
just
better
like
let me
cut up
turn
your
it on.
vegetables with it. Cigarette.
Oh, I guess I should do it.
Maybe a banjo.
That's a bit much. I remember I'm hand sculpting these.
A horse.
Look at that horse. Look at that horse.
How about Levi jeans?
I think I could do a jean.
That would be super
Horses
cute.
could be little.
Or what about
that
like a
might-
jean pocket?
Yeah, I can make I can make like yeah, I could do that. That's
be
really
super
cute.
cute.
So I'm
See?
trying to like suss it out because this might have to be a 2 or 3 day process. It's like the sculpting, but then
Yeah.
I have to paint the sculpted
Yeah.
items, and then decide what the base design is going to be underneath it. Do I want to do some sort of bandana design along with it?
Like a paisley thing?
Like, you know, traditional bandana as like
I was gonna say red, white, and blue because isn't her sash red, white, and blue? But then it gets a little too American.
yeah,
or, like-
I'm not going to do that. I have an idea. Well, I'm saying, mind you, and that's not like all of them. Like maybe one nail will just be a French tip and just the tip is just the bandana.
Yeah.
And then another nail is the 3D design. It's the hat or
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
whatever. And then another nail is, I have an idea. I am prepping it in my, so the interesting thing about any design I've ever made, I've never drawn it out ever.
Wow.
It all starts here and ends here.
Wow.
And then I just kind of figure out on the nail as it goes along.
figure out on the
So
nail.
I have a picture in my mind of what I think I can do or what I want to do. Here's hoping that it turns out the way I think. And if also I don't make a set, I made a set last night, and baby, you're lucky if you're getting a set.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's gonna work all the same.
Got it.
But I have a picture in mind, and I think it will work well. And I need to do it now because now the content's hot. Now's the time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, that album, those trending audios, they're up.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So now's the time.
To what?
Post using your audio. Come on, get
Using
into
the
it.
audio. Come on, you pretty little thing. Yeah, totally.
You know I love to turn it on.
Guys, nail art is an art.
It really is. Should I pull out
I
what I
will
did last
say
night?
that sometimes people go a little too far
In terms of what?
in terms of what they're doing in there. I don't know if people need a live fish in a nail. Like sometimes people are doing aquarium. I don't know. I've seen TikToks.
Oh, when you put water in it, it's not a live fish. It's a fake
No,
fish.
I've seen people put like a fish in there.
Yeah, it's a fake fish. It's not a live fish.
And then I'm like,
it's a fake
okay, I
fish.
don't know if we need to do that. Or people
I
will be
love
like,
water nails,
oh,
actually.
what if like your fingernails were teeth and like,
Oh, I love those.
and I'm like,
Here's the
don't
thing.
know.
It is a medium of art. And
It is. It's great.
I love seeing what fellow nail artists are doing because they're obscuring the norm. And so like teeth nails is a perfect example of that. I love grit nails, things that look like bruised nails that are really cool because it's just showing. One, I like making people feel uncomfortable because it's like, why do you feel uncomfortable? Like, this is really cool. This is really interesting. And it's not typical of what you would think for a nail.
Yeah.
You know? So I personally love it. I love that it's just medium. And let me tell you, doing something on this teeny tiny little nail and
Teeny
getting
tiny.
so detailed with it, that's art in and of itself. It is
Yeah.
really fun and really cool.
It's
So
great.
I love it. I'm so here for it. I love structure nails. I love 3D nails. I love sculpting so much. I haven't sculpted in the last couple of months, and I'm desperate for it, which is why I was like, okay, we got to get back in the saddle.
Get back on the horse.
And so, who better to do it than for Miss Yance,
Miss Yance, Queen Bee,
Beyonce, Giselle,
Knowles,
Carter.
Yeah, so that's definitely what's new.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
real hot right now.
Yeah. Well,
And then anyways, what were we gonna say?
I was gonna say, if we're going into "Can you believe?" I was gonna say, I don't know who else here is on dating apps.
Oh, what's hot right now? Because I've been on the app. I've been off the apps for almost a year now. So I don't really know.
You've at least been on before.
Oh, I was, mama.
And
I was on the apps.
No,
for a
I
bit.
am
Yeah.
on,
And I'm not. So what's
I'm
hot?
Just like, okay, well, here's what's not hot is
Nothing.
communication.
Yeah, well, it's never been. It's always been bad. And steadily every year it's getting worse. Trust me, again, I said almost a year. So, like, it's been less than a year since I've not been on them, and the communication is spooky.
No, I'm
at
getting
best.
to the point where I'm like, what are we doing here, guys?
Nobody
Guys,
knows. Yes.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
They're horrendous. That
why are we
conversation.
not talking?
Literally.
And then, the thought will cross my mind where I'm just like, oh, maybe they're just like not interested or whatever. Like, that's okay. But then I'm like, but we matched.
Yeah. So what is
So
the point?
then a match signifies interest.
Yeah.
And then there's no communication. And it just dawned on me yesterday where one app specifically that I pay for, where I'm like, we're paying to be seen on this app, and there's no communication. But then once again, I'm just like, oh, maybe they're not interested. But then I'm like, no, but we matched.
You match, which means there's interest.
And if there's like a little bit of communication and then it kind of falls off. And then sometimes I'll try to resurrect the chat, which I don't know if anybody has tips on maybe how to resurrect a chat. But this app specifically will tell you like, oh, so-and-so is like visiting Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
Or they're going to be in Los Angeles or whatever. And I'm like, oh, how long are you visiting for? Like, what are you in town for? You know,
Totally.
like trying to like resurrect the chat. Like, let's, things happen, maybe slipped your mind, whatever, things got busy, a life-altering event happened, no judgment, giving grace. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah. What is the point?
Yeah, so I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I think I should just delete everything.
Honestly, what I will say from someone who was on option, like they are, like they have been fun. I have met some great people. I've met some other people. I was like, ugh. But like I have met some nice people. Gone on some dates, whatever.
Yeah.
Steadily every year, communication declines. And honestly, what I felt like they turned into is just another social media where people who are just looking for affirmation, just create an account just so they can be like, oh, 3 people like me. I feel better about myself. And that's it. They just want to see that people are interested
Weird.
and like them. And there actually are studies on this. Like, it's just like for avoidant people to feel affirmation.
Huh.
Right? People liking their account, reaching out.
Like they have no intention of communicating.
Of dating.
Oh.
They have no intention of dating.
Well, remember we've also come across the people who are just like, just here for friends.
Yeah.
And we're like,
what is that?
Okay.
Baby, you need to go to a park.
Yeah.
And throw a football around. And
There's
meet
an
somebody.
app that I have. It's called Meetup. If anyone, it's not for every city, because I have also tried it in Texas for like volleyball pickup games, and for some reason it was
abysmal.
It was abysmal. It was like terrible. I was like, okay, so nobody plays volleyball in Texas, anyways. But it's great out here in Los Angeles. So that's a great way to meet friends. If you have a hobby and interest, you can type in literally anything. You can type in nail art.
Yeah, 222. That's another great app. If you want to meet people, you're new to the city, you just want to make new friends.
Yeah.
There's so many fun activities on
I
that
feel
app.
like you shouldn't go on dating apps to find friends.
But
that's
their
my
excuse.
opinion. That's my
also
opinion.
their excuse, like, oh, I'm just here to find friends, and then they're just like a fuckboy.
But you can also say that these days. You could put it in your
just
bio
say
and be
that
like,
I'm
just here for fun.
Yeah.
That's
And
okay.
everyone knows what that means.
Yeah.
And so all I will say from my end, not being on them, wow, this almost year has been so full of peace.
Really?
I've had so much peace because we all kind of get that anxiety of like you go on it and you're like, oh, either no one's liking you and you're like, guys, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like
Do I need to change my photos?
am I Shrek? Like what is going on? This is
Honestly,
crazy.
even Shrek got married.
Oh,
And there's 5 movies about it.
literally, right?
And had kids.
Exactly. So we are all batting at 0. You know what I mean?
Even hanging out with an annoying donkey.
Yeah. A new movie's coming out.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. There's like 5 of them
Yeah,
now.
it's amazing. Good for Shrek.
See, the love never even ended for him. I
Never-
can't even start.
Exactly.
Mine can't even start.
So you're like, oh my God, am I the most insane looking person in the world? It's
Yeah.
like one anxiety. Or the worst is people who are like insane are liking you and you're like, in what world?
Or
would I ever?
Third option is you match with someone, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm really attracted to this person, or I'm really interested in getting to know this person, and then you never get to know them.
Silence.
And it's like, oh, I was kind of looking forward to this conversation or possibly hanging out at some point, grabbing a drink or something. And it's like, oh,
yeah.
okay, I guess that's not gonna happen. Or the fourth option is, which actually happens
There's
to
too
me.
many. There's already too many options.
I've been through them all, babe. Let me tell you. Let me tell your ass. Or the fourth option is, which actually happened to me, which I'm still sad about. I follow him on Instagram, though.
Do not follow them.
But because
guys,
we matched, and I was like, wow, this guy's very attractive. I can't believe that he probably, hopefully, thinks the same because we matched, So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really excited to get to know this person. And chatted for like a week, and then he unmatched me.
That's what I'm saying. Don't follow them. Why are you still following?
Because they're very attractive.
I don't care. You are affirming them by following them and affirming that behavior.
And he did seem like a really nice. You know what? That's the thing. I always give people the benefit of the doubt.
You are the number one benefit of the doubt.
I'm a huge optimist.
We get no B of the D's over here. No B of the D's. People are adults. They can make decisions, right?
Yeah,
so it's like, if you decide not to respond back to me, that's a decision you made. I don't have to affirm that. And so therefore, unmatched, unfollowed, we're moving on.
But maybe there's just like a slight bit of hope.
No, no. I need
And
to
this
send you
is why
some.
I'm single.
Yeah, I need to send you some
I'm probably
videos.
spending energy on the wrong
Yeah.
things.
I need to send you some videos of a dating coach that I follow on TikTok that I really enjoy, and most of you probably know. And he is like just so quick with it. He calls himself his he's like, I'm your gay fairy godbrother.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm gonna give you the real tea of like what guys
Yeah.
are thinking. And it's like, you know, if you go out with them, they don't text you in 3 days, they're out. They're done. You don't check in. You never. He's like, don't ever call them. What are you, a telemarketer? Are you crazy? Absolutely not.
Oh
You
my
don't
God,
text
wait,
them,
is that?
You don't call him.
Is that black guy sitting in his car all the time?
Well, sometimes he's in his car. Sometimes he's in his the bottom floor of his house. But yeah, he's one of them. He's like, I've been a dating coach for 15 years.
Oh, he's a dating coach.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's like, I
just thought he was a personality.
No, that's another person. That's another person who's
Okay.
a little.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, he's a little.
Yeah.
But like he also has points as well. But it's like, cut it off.
Yeah.
Move on.
Oof, move on.
You know, because it's nice on the other side. Being off the apps is nice. Does that limit the possibility of meeting people? Yeah, sure, because you're cutting out one access point to meet people.
You're closing a door.
But then you look at the quality of the people. I'm like, well,
yeah,
I'm not really missing out.
And sometimes I will say, being transparent, I feel like that sometimes because I'm just like, these are the quality of people that I'm matching with. I feel like I'm putting myself on the same playing field as these people because we're all here. So then I'm just like, if I do think, you know, my worth is a certain level or my value, or I'm just like, just in terms of what I'm bringing to the apps, I'm bringing communication, I'm bringing interest, I'm bringing things like that. And if it's not being reciprocated, then I'm just like, I'm putting myself on the same playing field as these people.
Yeah.
We're all in the same room.
Yeah. That's very true.
So I'm like, it could also work the other way. You know, people are just like, oh, I'm very thankful for the rooms that I get to be a part of and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes we got to look around the room and say,
I don't want to be in this room.
Maybe I shouldn't be in here.
Exactly. We got to leave this room.
Or realizing if I am in this room, I'm putting myself on the same playing field as everybody else in this room.
Yeah.
It's good to feel elevated. Sometimes you can de-elevate.
Right. It's a very humbling experience.
An elevator goes not only up, it also goes down.
You know? Very humbling being on apps. Very humbling. You're like, oh.
And then I'm like, oh, am I one of these people? I know I'm not, but being in the room might portray me as such.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Yeah. No, that totally makes sense. And that's a fair assessment. And it's, for example, I talked about this on an earlier episode, but we had gone to a dating.
Oh, yes. I was going to say speed dating.
It was like a, wasn't it?
No, it was like
it was a hangout.
A dating mixer?
A mixer. There you go. Yeah, it was a mixer. And he was so apprehensive about going. And he's like, I don't want to, basically like, you didn't want to like be perceived. But the whole thing is like, granted, while I'm not on apps, I'm still so down to go to those things because at the end of the day, we are all here for the same thing. So like, let's drop the pretense.
Yeah.
And be like, yep, hate the apps. We're trying this instead. And also, I would so rather meet a person IRL versus online these days. I just would rather meet them in real life.
Well, I mean, the goal, even if you meet someone online, at least for me, once again, coming with communication, interest, and some kind of action.
Yeah.
The goal is to get off the app and be, chat for making sure that, you vibe or you mesh well, you have maybe common interests, whatever. And then at some point, I would say, I don't know, like a few weeks, be like, oh, you seem cool. If the communication has been constant and consistent.
It's a week. We're not waiting weeks.
Like
a week.
Okay, 1 to 2 weeks.
It's just like
being like, yo, I really like this vibe. You know, like, do you want to like grab a coffee? You want to grab a drink? Do you want to go like catch a movie? I don't know, whatever you like to do. There has been times where I've talked to people where I'm like, oh, you also like to play volleyball? And they're like, yeah, I like to play. And I'm like, oh, cool, maybe we could play sometime.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go. You never know,
But it never happens. But that's what I'm saying is that to the point of IRL is that like, I feel like the point is to get there.
Yes.
Even
for sure.
if you meet someone online.
Yes.
It's like,
for sure.
so are you a real person? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. It's tough. It really is tough. And it's so funny. Like, I'll kind of to my mom and we'll chat about it. And she's just like, honestly, I just feel really bad for you guys. Like, this sounds awful. Like, it sounds
Yeah.
like a really sucky way. And it is the issue of like choice. There's way too many options. So people keep thinking, well, if I just swipe one more time, if I just swipe one more time. They're nice, but there could be better.
Or I'm not talking to this person as much because this person, the conversation's going really well. But it's just like, guys, you can talk to
both at the same time.
You can hold two conversations. The whole thing with like social media or whatever else is that like you can do that. You just a click of a button.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And so I don't know what the other side of this coin looks like, right? Like, where are we going? So, and I do think it is more in person, though, to be honest. I think that's where we are going because I think people are just so exhausted in general being online with anything, not just about dating. I think people are just exhausted with being online, on our phones, on our computers so much that there's so many meetup groups, there's run clubs, there's volleyball, there's all these things that people are like, I just want to be around people.
Yeah.
So I think that we are going back to the time where we will be able to have the opportunity to meet
you
more
think so?
people. I do. I genuinely think so.
I like that. I hope
Just
so.
Because the amount of people, like, I'm scrolling, seeing like, hey, like, I'm thinking about starting like a knitting club in the park. Would anybody be interested? And all these comments of like, yes, please. Like, I'm desperate for this. And it's like a bunch of obscure things, or like, you know, dog people like, hey, I want to do like a dog run on Tuesdays. And the comments are endless. I think people are really desiring just community. And so therefore, where there's community, there will be budding relationships, both platonic and romantic. And that I find so exciting.
I hope so.
I think
that sounds great.
We need, especially now, we need community more than ever. So I think if anything, now's the time.
And I feel like, to your point, it is in our nature to have or to like seek
community. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So it was inevitable with the rise of social media and stuff like that, and being a little bit disconnected and maybe in our phones and on screens and things like that, it probably was going to reach a tipping or like a breaking point to be like, okay, cool. Because innately, I believe that we, like us as creatures or as human beings, we do crave community.
Yes, 100%. We want to be around people.
And like a telephonic community isn't enough to be like, oh, well, I do like Dungeons and Dragons games with people over Zoom, and it's like, yeah.
Or we could just go play D&D in person.
Yeah, but at some point, you're not going to be fulfilled. From that.
Yeah. So
wow. Yeah. I like that. I hope so.
I really am. I'm really hopeful. I love groups. I love community groups. I love book clubs. Like anything.
Yeah.
I'm into it. You want to hike? Let's hike, baby. I'm so down. So, wow.
Yeah. I like that.
What?
So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Because the rise of community.
You never know. Maybe we start something.
Anyways, community.
Anyways.
Wow.
Anyways. We'll figure it out. we're currently workshopping it. It's fine. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in to another one. And honestly, it was, once again, a whole range. We went from Cowboy Carter to dating to, what was the other pop culture thing? Oh, the Jeff Bezos, the Amazon
the Amazon
thing.
thing.
Talked about Amazon, Beyonce, dating, and juices.
And that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get. An episode Apple Cart every single week. You just never know. Which is why you got to keep tuning in. If you're enjoying this, please comment below. Let us know what you want to hear, what you like hearing, what you enjoy, what you want to see us talk about. Because we are open and we're excited to just like hear from our community.
Yeah, and make me feel not alone if you have any dating experiences that you want to share or tips.
Oh yeah, we love, and if you want us to, should we read some out loud?
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be really fun. So comment any like wild, interesting, crazy dating stories or situationships that's going on.
Yeah, especially in the online world. One, once again, so I don't feel alone, and two, so others can maybe empathize with all of us.
Yes, because we're all in it.
Once again, welcome to the community.
Welcome. The water is warm. We're happy to have you.
Oh, wow. Not because anyone peed in it or anything.
It could have been a hot spring.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.